Now, I want to talk to you about the good life as I see it. Now, keep in mind, I'm not rich, I'm not famous. Maybe I have no idea what the good life is. Maybe I'm the last person to be talking to anybody else about the good life. But I don't think you have to be rich or famous to have a great life. And I'll tell you my philosophy. So let's start out by the idea of there are things in life that just by their nature are rewarding. I mean, things that you do it and invariably you're going to feel better afterwards. These are things like, obviously, things like exercise and eating well, being organized and orderly. Those are things that the mind responds extremely well to. Engaging in personal passions, obviously, that's a big one. That always makes us feel good. So let's start with that in mind. Now, for me, the good life is really if you can get established in a lifestyle where you're doing all these rewarding things consecutively, almost as a routine. Like, I'll give you an example. So let's just say the weekend's coming up and the wife and I don't have any plans. I'll typically just kind of slide into my regular weekend routine, which involves, I get up, make some healthy breakfast for the wife and I, do a few house chores, get some things organized, dishes and so forth. So those are two things right there that, okay, you've already done a couple of things that are going to elevate your mood. And then what I'll usually do is go into the music studio. I have a little office that's a music studio and an office. I'll get to work on some music. I usually try to keep the music projects going. That's my biggest passion in life. So I'll do that for a few hours. Then I'll typically break off for a moment, take the dog out for a walk, give her an opportunity to get some relief, go sniff around the neighborhood, which she loves to do. And that's something that's always rewarding, is when you do something nice for somebody else, and it can be anything. It can be small. It can be just getting the wife a Starbucks or taking the dog for a stroll. And then what I'll do is usually come back and I'll work on some more artwork for a while until I feel like it's time to break off. Maybe go to the gym, have a little lunch, relatively healthy lunch. I think Chipotle is pretty healthy. But by that time, if we're talking about, mid to late afternoon, I'm in a very elevated state of mind because I've just kind of done one rewarding thing after the next. I know a lot of times kids like to, or not kids, just people these days like to call that stacking wins, and there's really something to it. But the key is just to get established in that. Some things are easier than others. Like, obviously, if you have a passion for doing something, it doesn't take much effort to engage in that. But other things take more work, like getting established in clean eating. That can definitely be a process. We're all a bunch of foodies and we love to eat delicious foods, but if you can really get established in mostly clean eating, then that's going to just contribute to having a rewarding life. So yeah, that's kind of my philosophy, because the way I see it is if you line up all these rewarding activities and it becomes a regular part of your routine, you really don't have any other option in life than to feel good. I mean, once you've done all these things, then if you want to continue doing more things, you can do them. Or you can just kind of float through the rest of the day. I mean, that's what I found. That's what I find. So, yeah, so really, as far as I'm concerned, the rewarding life has nothing to do with your finances and what people think of you. All the things we kind of get bent out of shape over. It's really about getting established in a series of rewarding activities. And then it's really, that's when you really seem to take some control over your happiness and well-being and realize that it's not about externals. It's about the lifestyle that you've created. So hopefully that helps. My thoughts on the good life.